Hello, this is Jennifer Gates, and I am doing my Parental Apathy case study, EDL 856, School Community Relations, ISLIC Standard 4. And we're going to start with Category 1, Problem Identification and Analysis. What do I know? And the first thing that I know is that Mrs. Rose is a new assistant principal at JFK School. She's recently taken a school and community relations class and understands the importance of parent and community involvement in the school system. John F. Kennedy School currently doesn't have a parent-teacher association or parent-teacher organization. The principal at JFK isn't interested in encouraging parent involvement in the school because he claims to have had negative experiences in the past working with parents. Additionally, the principal feels that he has a good pulse on the community from discussions with parents and comments that he has received from phone calls and from parents during parent-teacher conferences. Finally, after many discussions, the principal has agreed to see if there would be interest in a parent advisory group, but he is not interested in forming any type of PTA or PTO organization. When he called this meeting, the information was sent home about a week, a little bit over a week in advance for the meeting, but it was conveyed through a note home that was sent home with students. At the meeting, only 8 parents showed up, and the principal was not in favor of proceeding with the meeting at the time because of the poor turnout. What do I need to know? So if I think about what I need to know why did the previous parent-teacher organizations disband? Why aren't more parents involved in the school? I also need to know how the principal has judged the pulse of the community. Was this accurate just from the phone calls and the discussions with parents at parent-teacher conferences? What is the perception of the parents about the school? What is the parent demographics? How do they feel about the school? And then also, what are the demographics? Is it low income, high income, middle class? Are there Hispanic or other nationalities that are represented that need translators? I'd also want to know what previous negative experiences has the principal had in dealing with parents. And finally, I would want to know, were the parents informed of the meeting? Was the means of communication with the parents appropriate? Did the notes actually get in the hands of the parents or not? When I think about the problem that was presented in this case, I think the major problem is that John F. Kennedy School has a lack of parent involvement. I think it's a problem that the principal isn't interested in addressing the problem to increase parent participation and doesn't want them active in their students' school experience. And I also believe communication seems to be lacking between the school and the community, just from the little bit that I know from looking at this particular case. When I think about what would I do, what are my plan of action with strategies, the first thing that I would want to do is discuss with the principal and see what he would be comfortable with, or what he would support as far as parent involvement and the parent advisory group. I'd want to have discussions with him on that. I'd want to continue with the meeting as planned, even though there were only 8 people that attended. I think it would be rude, since they did show up, to cancel the meeting after they were already there. I think those people could be the leaders in forming an advisory group. I wanted to discuss at the meeting how we could form a parent advisory group and think about things like, what would it take to get more parents involved? How can parent involvement help increase student learning? And where is parent involvement needed? And I'd also want to discuss those questions with teachers, possibly at a faculty meeting or through a survey to teachers as well. And then I'd want to send out surveys to parents and community members through various modes of communication to gauge interest in a parent advisory group and see what types of things that they think, where they think parent involvement would benefit student learning, and also see what types of things that they would be willing to get involved with. I'd also want to begin communicating with parents in a variety of ways, because I think communication is lacking, and I'd want to use Facebook, school webpage, text message alerts, and a variety of ways to communicate with parents. I'd want to work with teachers, parents, and the principal to form an advisory group that is effective and based on the needs of the school, by really looking at the data that's going to come in from the school surveys and discussing this information with the parents in attendance, the principal, and the teachers. I'd want to be aware of the demographics as we progress with this process, providing the needed support for parents such as translators, because I'd want to make sure that everyone can be involved that wants to be involved, and I wouldn't want language to be a barrier in that involvement. I want to work to promote the advisory group and get the word out about parent involvement again, through various communications at parent-teacher conferences, have information, and just really just constantly getting our message out there. What strategies would I use to put this plan in action? I would begin working with the principal to see what he'll be comfortable with, really working together to discuss and come up with ideas of what we can do that would be beneficial to the students and that he would be comfortable with. I'd want to utilize the parents that are at the meeting. I'd want to survey parents to find out what works best for them and think about also what they're interested in being involved with, but also what times work best for them for meetings. Discuss with teachers what they think will work with addressing how parent involvement benefits student learning, and continue communicating with parents and promoting parent involvement. What is best for the students? That's what we're always thinking about in the school system. We're going to be promoting parent involvement in the school, and how will that affect and increase student learning. But increased parent awareness of the school's mission and successes and challenges will be is aligned with ISLIC standard number 1, and will be best for students if the parents understand the school's mission, successes, and challenges, and really knows what the school is all about. I want to give parents a chance to be more involved in their child's education. If students think their parents are involved and promote education, it helps with student learning. I want to help parents utilize community resources and what resources we have available through the school. Gain a better understanding of the community, which is related to ISLIC Standard 4, and I want to strengthen that homeschool connection. What was I thinking and feeling and valuing as I read through the case and started analyzing it and doing my case study? I was thinking that the principal's negative attitude towards parent involvement might have made parents less receptive to being involved. Sometimes parents can sense that you're not really interested in having them around, so maybe that's why they weren't as interested in attending the meeting. I was also thinking that the parents just may not have received the information since it was only communicated in one way. And I've been a middle school teacher, and I know sometimes those papers end up staying in the locker or even elementary in the desk. So did the parents have the information about the meeting? I was feeling concerned about the parent perception towards the school and how this might affect student learning. I wondered, looking at it from the parent side, what is their perception? And does that maybe cause negative attitudes towards school as far as the students are concerned? I was really valuing the 8 parents that did attend the meeting and was hoping they could be leaders in the new group without putting too much responsibility on them, and really wanting to utilize them as leaders and major resource for the group since they were the ones that showed interest in the very beginning. The unresolved issues in this case, I'm concerned about the principal's attitude towards parent involvement. Has it changed? Is it going to be something that's going to continue to be negative as we progress with forming an advisory group? I need to continue discussion on this topic with the principal and see where we stand on that. I'm still interested in learning more about the community demographics so that I can meet the needs of the parents and the students. And I wonder, is there parent apathy or just a lack of communication and opportunity to be involved? And so that's still unresolved for me. I really don't feel at this point that it necessarily is parent apathy. And I'd want to know what caused the previous groups to fail. As far as reflecting on Standard 4, what things did I do to help promote Standard 4? I collaborated with families and community members to contribute to the school's success by working with the 8 parents that showed up at the meeting to begin planning the advisory group. I will collaborate with families by conducting a survey to find out parents' thoughts on being more involved in their child's school and their child's education. And I will work with parents and teachers to build a positive experience working with the school system. I responded to the diverse needs of the community by using a variety of means to communicate and not just sending letters home to parents. I'm also going to try to schedule meetings at various times to allow people with non-traditional work schedules to attend. I will provide translators and other support for parents as needed at the group meetings, and I will respond to the community needs by conducting and utilizing the parent surveys when making decisions. I will try to mobilize community resources by asking the local media to help publicize the survey and the new parent advisory group information, and I will utilize community resources when finding translators as needed. And I will try to include the leaders in the community on the advisory council and utilize them to help hopefully promote membership. Thank you very much. That has been my case study, Parent Apathy for EDL 856, School Community Relations.